This is just a fun little commentary about the movie Bunks. I enjoy this movie, and I hope you like it.
Come on, Mom, we apologized, okay?
I'm sorry doesn't cut it when you burn down the garage.
Okay, technically the rocket burned down the garage. The rocket paid for by whose credit card?
Mom's?
What the hell is even that?
Okay. So let me get this straight. There is no way that they really just tried to shift the blame onto the credit card. That's like me getting a baseball bat from that water bottle, me hitting that water bottle, and then being like, it's your fault for giving me the baseball bat. So, anyways, the boys are going to be sent to boot camp because of what they did, lighting their garage on fire. Much worse than hitting somebody with a baseball bat. And instead, they swap their spots with two other nice kids who think they're just getting help to their bus. And instead, they swap spots. And this really just is the start of, why you see that these are just, bad people. These two kids are just not good people, which I think was the goal of the movie. So, in that fact, they did well.
Hey, I'm Alice. You're new here.
Yeah, I'm, super new.
Super new. Maybe I've been going about picking up girls all wrong. I guess all you have to do is super new, and girls just start swooning. I mean, it's better than just lifting them up.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That leaves the brothers at 1 for 1. Let's now see if they can go for 2 for 2.
Did it hurt when the angel fell on you?
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Smooth. I mean, 50-50, it's not a bad ratio, right? The next clip I want to show is that they are cruising up to the camp, which is on an island in a lake. And I want to show this because this is when I realized where I know the older guy with the ginger beard from.
Campers!
That's right. If you don't recognize him, the image on the screen, he is the voice of the Cartoon Network's Total Drama Island's host. I don't wish to get political, and I'm going to specifically steer away from his actions in recent times because I want this to be a light video. However, now that we have that out of the way, I thought it was just an interesting parallel that both of them are people who lead a bunch of kids on an island. Yeah. With that being said, regular shenanigans unfold in the meantime with the two brothers becoming camp counselors and then proceeding to stereotype the kids, as everybody does. Because there has to be a larger kid named Cheeseburger, or try this one, this is a pretty good one. We got the smart kid who has glasses, is decreed genius. Then there are just interesting names, with the rich kid being named Hollywood. I kind of like that name. Emo kid being called Twilight, interesting. And my personal favorite, happy-go-lucky kid going by Grinsberg, which is just a really out-of-the-box name, which I love. Alright, now that I get that this is a Disney XD movie, but this is a little on the nose just to name them a character trait. It wasn't that big a deal, I just wanted to point it out. But back to the plot. Basically, they find a book out of handwritten scary stories, but the number one rule of camp is that there are no scary stories. This is because, for some reason, they remember and correlate a kid going missing with scary stories back in 1972, which we see in the opening of the movie. But I didn't show, and I hate to break it to you, but it never gets resolved, just a loose end that never gets strung. But they read the stories, but right before the bully of the movie says these infamous words that I will now show.
I'm scared. You?
Hey, so you really got him with that one. So anyways, the stories come to life, right? And as the stories come to life, the main story was a zombie story where this kid gets resurrected after they were playing on kayaks in the middle of the night, and one kid dies and they try and resurrect him in a veterinary clinic that is for some reason on the island. But the island then summons the veterinary clinic, and because of that, the zombie comes with it, and the zombie goes around and just starts banging on all the doors, and he is banging on the kids' doors, and they're just freaking out. They're wanting their mommy. They're like screaming and yelling, and then, well,
You're not doing a kitchen raid without us.
kitchen raid. Yeah. So, while that's happening, the kids are being attacked basically by the zombie, and just for plot purposes, the kids don't really mention that they heard banging on the door and they were all freaking out that night, or they just chose to ignore it. But because they got to save the zombie madness for later. So to pad out the more of the movie, which I think is what this next part is, they bring in the cage. And the cage, I'm going to show you just a still image. It's literally, they just encase these kids to play dodgeball. And it's meant to be like a redemption arc. But they encase the kids in a cage to play dodgeball for some reason. Like a full-blown like MMA cage. It's insane. So Genius runs off. He really is the smartest kid. I take it back. He runs off. He decides, I don't want to play dodgeball. He's like, I don't want to get beat up by some kids. So he runs off. And then the younger brother, the younger leader, the main character, comes and finds him, and they have a heart-to-heart, and it's great. It's happy. And then the crush even sees this happening, and she's like, oh my god, he's so awesome. And then everything's all great, and then they see the zombie, and then they get chased by the zombie, and then everybody gets chased by the zombie because they were going to go look for cheerleaders. But then Grinsberg just runs into the veterinary clinic that got spawned in by the story, and he is just, yeah, he's Grinsberg.
Why did you run in here?
Kinda lost it there. I'm okay now.
He's okay now. Now isn't that peachy?
Whoa! Hey dudes, what's up?
Okay, I'm sorry about that. There's one more jump scare. I'll tell you next time, but the main reason I wanted to do that though was to show you those two scenes a scene apart. And I think that just shows how bipolar this movie is and how like amazing it is because of that. Like it can just not decide what it wants to be whatsoever, and I think it's amazing because you don't get that kind of refresher a lot. And did somebody ask for breakdancing zombies? Woo! Now, there's one thing I have to explain. The dog collar, it's actually a dog collar. It looks like one because it is one. It's a dog collar that controls the zombie, and it was originally meant to bring back a dead dog, and then it was used on a human, the serum, and that's how he turned into a zombie. So to make him a good zombie, he has to wear the collar and it has to be activated. So that's why he's all happy now. I forgot to mention that, sorry. But the other thing I want to mention is this movie always has sound. Basically always has sound in the background. It is weird. Like once you notice it, like I didn't notice it at the beginning, but after the scene, it's just always there. I know I already used this joke, but has anybody ordered a trampoline zombie by chance? So, yeah, now that you've experienced that, and I have experienced that, we can move on. There's a jump scare up ahead. This is the only jump scare really in the movie, besides that other one that I put in and created on accident. My bad.
We might have a big problem here.
Now, if you were in this situation with full zombie madness unfolding, would you A, fight, B, hide, C, leave the island, or D, create a cure that works when you shoot it at people or throw it onto them, and then put it into water guns? Congratulations, if you chose D, you were correct. Let's go. Congrats. I just have to show you what this actually looks like in practice, because, you gotta know when you have to shoot a water gun at a zombie that has a cure inside of it that works on impact.
Zombies, die!
pretty good movie. It's fun looking back to when I first watched this in 4th and 5th grade and comparing from now how unscary it is. But during that time, I was very scared, and you could definitely scare your little nephew with it, with this movie. And yeah, so make sure to like, subscribe, do all the fun things, the shenanigans, if you feel like it. And yeah, don't forget to listen to what he says.
True.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Books are bad and TV is good, guys.
Yeah!